Hey y'all, it's Casey Hope from Pizzazz, and we are back for another 10-minute challenge. I'm showing you a fun technique today that involves just kind of throwing color on and then drawing around it. It's a fun creative practice. It's fun piece and play. It's fun for all ages too, kids and adults. So join me as I just give this a try. Let me see if I can do it in 10 minutes or less. And if I can, one of you are going to win some of our Happy Mail. We're diving into our stash of Happy Mail and sending it to one of you. All you've got to do to be entered to win is to leave a comment on this video, like it, and be sure that you're subscribed to our channel. Okay, y'all, here we go. We're gonna see if we can do this in 10 minutes or less, and I am actually gonna start my timer and then score out all my paints, because that's gonna be a big deal if in less than 10 minutes I can get my paint out, get set up, and complete this. All right, so here we go, hitting start, and let's roll. So I am using Fluid Acrylics today. I've got this turquoise color. I'm just using just a little bit. Then I've got the Prussian blue. Then I've got the India yellow hue, the magenta, and the white. Now the technique that I'm going to show you today is really fun and freeing, but you sometimes have to remind yourself to let it be fun and freeing, because sometimes if you are a perfectionist, this technique is going to freak you out a little bit. So here we go. I'm going to make a green first, like a light green. And so I'm going to take the yellow, just a little bit of the yellow, and a little bit of that turquoise over here, maybe a little bit more of the yellow. And if you want to tone it down, you can do a little of the white as well. One thing I love with these fluid acrylics is look how bright these colors mix. So good. All right, so we are just going to kind of blob color up here. I think this is the part that some of you might totally freak you out. Okay, so I want to show you how you can just have fun and freedom in this though. So I blob some color up there. Now I'll get maybe the darker blue, mix it in here. Some of this yellow for a little bit of a darker green. And I'm gonna blob that color in, okay? So it's just quick little strokes. You are not thinking too hard, other than the only thing I'm thinking of is where do I want green, okay? And I want green all up here. I may do a little bit of yellow too. That's a yellows and blues, anything in that family. So I've got that and just throw it here and there. And I am on watercolor paper. I think I failed to say that, but this is watercolor paper just folded in half. And let's see, I may do a little bit more of just this turquoise. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I didn't do that in the original, but I kind of like it. Just blobs of color. Okay, so next up I'm going to create a purple, and I'm going to clean that brush, dry it off. I'm going to do that with, going to get a little bit of the magenta, and I could do either blue. Let's do the aqua first. Look how pretty that is, so pretty. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to that, and just kind of shape out my container. Super quick, super quick. Now, and I want to add a little bit of variation of color into this purple, so I'm going to get a little bit more of this, just straight up that turquoise, and put it in there. It doesn't, I got straight turquoise, but when it mixes on the paper with this purple, it kind of gives it that darker shade. All right, and I think this is good. So now what I want to do is I've got to blow dry this before drawing on top of it. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. That's still gonna be within my 10 minutes. So here we go. I'm gonna hit this with the blow dryer. So it is dry. So now I'm going to get my Paper Mate Flare brush pen and I'm going to just start adding detail. This has got two sides. I like the, hang tight. Both of the lids came off, it's all right. I'm going to use this brush lid here. So I like to just kind of look to what I'm seeing and let the colors decide where my marks are gonna go. To begin with, I'll do this because it's just a little bit easier. Remember, you don't have to have a perfect outline. It's actually a little more interesting if it's not perfect. So I'll do a couple of lines there. Just kind of, if you use the edge of this marker, it gets a little bit of a fatter line. If you use just the tip, you can get a little bit skinnier. So I'm just having a very light pressure. You can do whatever design you really want to in here. And then let me double check that it's dry. And then I'm just going to start drawing. If I can see something that looks like a shape, I'll outline that. And if not, I'll just make it up. You know, like you don't have to, you'll see as we go. Sometimes you're like, I didn't see a leaf there, and it's because it wasn't there. I just drew it on top, and now your eye sees it. So this is a very fun, creative exercise. It almost is the equivalent of looking in the clouds and making pictures, because you were just looking to see. And then with that little tip, you can add a few little extra lines. And again, this is going to be a card. I really think it's fun to use your art and your words to encourage other people. As fun as it is for us to do it together, because it is piece and play, if it can also be a blessing to somebody else, it's that much better. And so you could put whatever verse you wanted to on here. We chose James 5:11. It's blessed are those who endure. Something about just a cactusy type looking plant or just reminded me of that, of just, you know, enduring through the hard, through the heat, through the desert, wilderness times. So, but you can put whatever you want to here. So I'm just going to write a verse. James 5:11. And gonna look at my time, and we did it, y'all. We still got like 3 minutes left, and that included squirting out our paint, painting everything on here, letting it dry, and drawing over it. So as you can see, it does not take long to get creative. The whole reason we do these videos in 10 minutes or less is to encourage you that you can do it too. We hear time and time again that people think they don't have time, but we're showing you that if you just get this stuff out, let us be your guide, you can take these little snippets of time and you can have fun creating. And we all know the benefits that art has when you take any amount of time to just have some peace and play. It just relaxes you. You lose, you know, stress, anxiety. There's so many proven benefits that art can have. So carve out 10 minutes and just have a little bit of peace and play. And remember, we are giving one of you a prize. All you gotta do is comment on this video, like it, and be sure that you are subscribed to the channel. All right, y'all, we'll see you next week.